Oh, I bet.
Oh yes, because that's um, because when you stand behind a shooter and
Hmm.
or if you're shooting and you miss and you got four
Right.
guys behind you, you're going to get four different answers as to whether you were ahead or behind or high or low.
For some reason, I'm always behind. No matter how far ahead I shot, all the buddies are always saying I'm behind. So yeah.
Exactly. It's the guys who can actually see it and do it. I marvel at their optical
Sure.
ability to do that.
Yeah. Right.
But that's what the shot tracker gives you, and it gives you the whole sequence of how you approached the target,
Hmm.
how you held your aim point or your hold point, how you, like as an example on skeet. One of the big things is when you're shooting skeet, the clay should never get ahead of you.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and you can basically see that. And I've got
Right.
shots that show, well, the clay got ahead of the guy uh,
Right.
in a couple feet, and then the kid winds up coming and whipping through, and he does
Right.
almost a perfect break, but that's not good.
Right. It's not the best technique for how they long-term success, right? Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and I think with technology, we see it in a lot of different sports. We see it in a lot of different just areas where technology is making these shooters better as they start to compete, as they grow up. If they've grown up with a shot tracker, well, they're going to be a little ahead of the game on us. It's like growing up with the internet or not growing up with the internet, right? You had access to more information. The shot tracker kind of does the same thing. It's going to make these shooters better just from a fundamental standpoint, when they're growing up. And sometimes that took flats and flats and flats of shells for some of us out there, just trial and error almost. If you didn't have a Ricky Marshall or somebody standing behind you, it was a little bit of trial and error. So the shot tracker cuts the line basically and puts you to the head of the pack as far as feedback is concerned. So yeah, huge important. And the cloud piece, I mean, it's just I've used it. I've been playing around with it here, and I do have an 85-inch TV. Humble brag here, and seeing Clay's break on it is pretty cool. And just watching the shots over and over again, I'm watching more of my hits than my misses. I don't know why, but I think I just like seeing stuff break. But anyway, so yeah, when you have your shot tracker, that's the cool thing that you can do. Also, I just want to mention, Robert was going to walk me through upgrading the firmware. So I was going to get a little bit of VIP special treatment here, but I had it done before we talked on the phone because I just plugged it in and I updated it. And then I said, Robert, is this the firmware I should be running? He said, yes. And I said, okay, well, I already did it. So that's another cool thing. The firmware upgrade that you guys put together as far as how the app interacts with the hardware and got the firmware updated, that part was super easy. So it seems like you guys did a lot of just thoughtfulness around, how are we going to take the customer and upgrade them, because those upgrades are free, right? They don't pay for them. It just comes, with
Right.
the fact that you have a shot tracker.
Yeah, that's one thing we're committed to is, for the life of the product, giving you those free software updates as Jim
Yeah.
perfects the software and adds new features. And, one thing we've discovered, there's really, there's the young shooters out there that are very technology savvy. There's older shooters
Hmm.
that are technology challenged.
Sure.
So we've worked really hard to try to make this where it's easy. And Jim and the
Yeah.
team have done a great job of implementing that. And we get lots of feedback from the field that they love it. It was easy to do. We had a email came in this week from a gentleman in Georgia who's had it for a while, and he attributes his improvement over the last year to the shot tracker. He quoted kind of
Very
his
cool.
statistics and what he's doing. He's like, "This is better than my other two products that he named. I use it all the
Right.
time." So
Oh, great. I love it. Yeah, well, that's great. I think from that side, the old dog new tricks category of us, right? Who think, no, I'm 100% sure I was ahead of it, or I was 100% I was. The shot tracker takes the guesswork out. That's for sure. It just tells you, and right in the app, instant feedback. Nope, sorry. You were definitely under it. You were, a foot off to the right or whatever it was. So yeah, so that's been great. And obviously with the new update and getting out the update to the app, plus with the update to the firmware on the device with the cloud, I mean, we're talking just, a whole nother level here.